Okay, now we're actually streaming and not recording like an idiot. All right. All right, live for the first time. Here we go. This is my first. Oh, well, there's the notification. I didn't even grab the. Hold on. Alright, I was supposed to grab these so that if I needed to remind myself what happens in this, I could just look over. Okay. We're live now. Should I keep this up? I guess I could just look at the stream on my phone. That'll be probably easier. Okay. I don't even know if I have myself as a moderator. Let me just see. Oh, I am. Okay, good. Alright, I'm just gonna wait about 2 more minutes and then we'll get started. I don't expect a lot of people to join because this channel is still pretty small, but who knows? Maybe a few people will join. Even so, I'm still gonna probably do this because I don't know. It's easier to just do this live, so you can just get it done with. All right. It's weird. I'm looking at myself in like 2 different screens and I'm doing the same expression. Okay. Oh. Is there an issue with my streaming software? No. Yeah. Again, I don't expect that many people to join the stream because, yeah, this channel's still really small, but hopefully a few people will join in. Could also just be that I haven't uploaded in a while, so who knows. I also didn't really tag much. Whatever. Alright, I guess I'll just get started. Alright, what is going on, everybody? This is Owen here, and welcome to, I guess, my first ever live stream. At least on this channel. So I have another channel, in case anyone that's only that didn't come from my other channel. I have like my main channel, OTV Games. I've done many streams over there for the past couple of years, but this is the first one I've done on this particular channel. So we'll see how this goes. So as the title suggests, I'm going to do a tier list for all 12. I didn't even list it. I should probably change the title to all 12. I'm going to be ranking all 12 Fazbear Frights books from, I guess, worst to best. I don't know if that's really the right term. And if I should use that, because I don't know. I don't know what order I'm going to go through on this. I feel like it's best to just go like from the first story all the way to the end. But I felt like, I don't know, should I start with like the worst, what I consider to be the worst, and work my way up? I don't really know. So anyways, I've been meaning to do this video for a very long time. Ever since like the movie came out. I actually have a Blu-ray of it right here. Yeah. Ever since this came out in theaters, I've been meaning to do a video on this on this same subject, but I just never did because I just got bored. And I was hoping to do it recently with the anniversary coming up, which is why I'm doing this video. Oh yeah, I gotta share this, by the way. I should probably share. But yeah, I was hoping to do it I was gonna do like a full video where I go through each one, say why I have it placed, but I just kept getting I just kind of kept losing. God, I can't fucking speak. Okay. Okay. So, I've been meaning to do this ever since the movie came out. But I just never did it because I don't know, I just lost interest in it, and I don't know. And I was hoping to do it over the summer with, the anniversary coming up, which is why I'm doing this stream, but once again, I just found myself just getting really bored and just being like, nah, I just don't really want to do this. So ultimately, I thought, why don't I just do a stream? Just do it on stream, like one of these tier lists, and yeah, just get it done with. I don't know. I just thought this would be easier. That's why I'm doing this stream. I can't talk right now. I'm sorry if this is making it confusing. Anyways, I'm just gonna get started right now. So yeah, here, hold on. I'm just gonna message this. By the way, anyone in the chat? Wait, hold on. Let me just listen. By the way, anyone in the chat? Oh, there we go. No, it's just making sure my audio is fine. Okay. So again, how I'm gonna do this? It's fairly simple. I'm just gonna I'm using like the typical tier list generator that I guess most people use, and I'm just gonna do like that. I'm not sure how I want to do it though, because I kind of want to go like from backwards, like the worst, all the way up to like what I consider the best. And then there's a reason why I want to start there instead of just going, from book one. I don't know. I guess I could do like here. I do like a spinner thing. Like here, let's see, here we go. Alright, I'll either do worst to best or just like beginning of the series to end. Alright, it said landed on 2, which I guess is beginning of series to end, so here we go. Alright, I'm going to switch my screen. I should mention that this site has a lot of ads, so hopefully I have it set up so it doesn't show any of them for, I don't know, legal reasons, and also because I'm not giving away free advertisement. Hopefully none pop up. Oh shoot, didn't mean to do that. Hopefully none pop up. And if one does, hopefully it's nothing bad, because I swear to God, if a fucking boob or a penis pops up in the middle of the screen while I'm streaming, I'm gonna be mad. Alright, here we go. Are we good? Okay, we're good. Alright. Anyway, so I'm just gonna get started. Yeah. So, alright, so starting off, we have the first one. Can I move these anywhere, or does it only okay, so I can only move it in between here. So, alright, so first off, we have, I guess I'll show it. I have all the books here. So, I guess we'll start off with Into the Pit. This is, of course, probably the most iconic one of the series. This is the one everyone probably knows the name of or has heard of, obviously because the new game coming out really soon. It's called Into the Pit, and it's based off of the first story in this book. There's 3 stories. I didn't even mention that. Oh my gosh, I am so unprepared for this. Is my audio even good? Yeah, it is. Hold on, I should probably mute my desktop just in case. Hold on. There we go. So, for those of you who aren't familiar with Fazbear Frights, they're basically kind of like Goosebumps, but for Five Nights at Freddy's. Well, not really. It's basically, each book has like 3 short horror stories set within the Five Nights at Freddy's universe. It's not really in the, I don't know, it's just in the world of Five Nights at Freddy's, and like sometimes it's outside of it, sometimes it's directly in it. It's kind of weird. And yeah, that's all I'm really going to say, because I could just go on forever talking about this series. But Yeah, I have all 12 books. I was on top of these books when they were coming out for a long time. I did kind of tap out towards the end for like book 11 and 12. I mean, I bought book 11 and then I read the first story and then never finished it. And then I only recently got book 12. So, yeah, but I stayed with it for a while, and there are definitely some ups and downs, but it's still pretty solid series, I think, if you're a fan of the game. So, yeah. Anyways, I meant to say that in the beginning, but now let's actually do this for real. Okay, so this one right here. This is the one everyone knows about, one that kicked it off, and I am right away going to say this is S tier. This is the reason why I wanted to start with worst, because this would have been the first one. I thought about it a lot. I probably would have had this lower, but I just feel like this one's just such a perfect like introduction to how the series is going to operate. It has 3 different stories, all interesting on their own. They all have unique connections to the games, and they do a good job at introducing how the story is going to go, like such as how, you know, some stories are going to be like directly involved in stuff that we have seen before in the games, whether featuring characters that we've known or introducing new ones or ideas, things like that. Each story is pretty solid. You know, the first one was pretty good, the whole time traveling ball pit thing. The second story was also incredibly good. Probably one of my favorite ones, To Be Beautiful, that one. That one's really good. And I will admit the third story is probably the weakest one. And it's not really that great. Mostly because the main character's just kind of unlikable. Like, they're just this typical goth girl character. They just don't like anyone. And it's just kind of unlikable because it's like her grandpa in the story is just trying to be nice to her, and yet she's just, I don't know, she's just kind of mean. She's just like super miserable all the time, and it's just like, I don't know. It's like, come on, like your grandpa's just trying to be nice to you. Like, come on. I don't know, but either way, I think that story is still relatively solid. But yeah, so that's why I decided to put this one in S tier. It's just such a really good start to the series, and yeah, it kind of set the standard for how it should go. Okay, so next up there is Fetch. We have Fetch here, I guess. Here, so I'm gonna place this here for now. I'm just placing it on the screen so we know which one I'm talking about, and then eventually I'll move it. So this is a bit of a difficult one because on one hand I would kind of argue that, I mean, back then I probably would have said that this one was better than Into the Pit, but having had read it a second time a couple months ago, it's probably lower. The stories are much more interesting this time around. I do like the ideas in a lot of the stories. Like, you know, the first one had oh yeah, that's the point of these. God, I cannot do this stream. I'm so sorry. I have the books here. I meant to hold them up so you guys know which ones I'm talking about. I felt like so the stories in this one are pretty decent. Fetch was really cool. The whole idea of like an animatronic dog, like being able to text and stuff like that, and how it gathers everything he asks for, literally. It's kind of a cool, like, twisted type of I don't know if I would say like genie scenario. It's like one of those things where like you wish for something and then you get it, but it's like literally the thing you asked for in like a terrible way. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of a cool idea. The second story is also really good, the Lonely Freddy story. And I do remember really liking, I think, what is the last story? Out of Stock? I gotta look at the names. Yeah, is that what it's called? Yeah, Out of Stock. That one I also really liked. I feel like the problem though with these ones, with this book, is like after reading it a second time, it's just really, it's kind of boring at times. It's just like it kind of drags on a bit too long. Like each story I'm thinking of they just really drag on, and it really only gets interesting like towards the end. Like especially Lonely Freddy, like it's just kind of boring at first until it's not until like the very end where things like kick off and it's like, oh shoot. And same with Out of Stock. I mean, there are bits and pieces in that story, but again, the main action happens in like the third act, which is the more interesting part. So because of that, I don't really know. This is a tough one. I want to say maybe, I mean, it's not as good as Into the Pit, but I mean, it's still pretty good. I don't know. I think it's still solid. I just don't know if I want to rank it A or B. Huh. Because it's really good. Definitely want to. It's, again, very solid entry in the series. Just kind of boring. You know what? I'm going to put it in A for now, and then we'll maybe move it around later. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. But for now, it'll sit at A. Alright, so moving on, we now have 1:35 a.m. Now, I gotta read the descriptions, because, see, this is one of the other issues I have. Some of these books I have not read in well over 2 to 3 years. Like, yeah, it's been a while. I mean, I do remember a lot of the stories. I mean, all I have to really do is, like, read the descriptions, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that story, but yeah, so there might be some bias here and there, so I apologize about that. But yeah, this one is another one I did reread. I reread, like, I think the first 5 books back when I was planning on doing this video, all the way back when the movie came out, and then I kind of gave up. And this one, yeah, this kind of was the same as when I first read it. This book is just really boring. I did not really... This is one of the first ones I just remember not really liking. And it's mostly because each story is just really long. I'm trying to think, what is the last story? Oh, right. Yeah, I remember this one. I remember that one. I mean, some of the ones in here are pretty decent. Like, the third story, like, I love, has probably one of the better twists in the series. That's another thing that happens. There's so many, like, I don't know, twists, I want to say. Oh, endings. No, oh my gosh. This was something I was going to bring up, and how one of the things, how the books end is, there's a lot of times where the books will try and end ambiguously, I want to say, where it won't, like, directly tell you what happens at all. It'll just kind of cut to either a scene happening at the same time, or like something happening like the next day. And it does it. The stories do this a lot throughout the series, and sometimes it's okay. Like in this one, like in the third story, The New Kid, like the ending in this one was really good, where, you know, it's hard to really explain because obviously, you know, I don't want to explain because it's just so much context going on, but like, just, I don't know, the ending to it, it's just like, it's just really well done. But other than that, I felt like the problem with this is, once again, all these stories are just pretty boring. I mean, the second one I did remember liking, but for the most part, The New Kid and 1:35 a.m., they're just really boring, and they just drag on, and I don't know, there's just nothing exciting happening in any of these. And they go on super long. Like, this one... Oh, okay, I thought this was longer. I thought this one used to be like 100 pages. But no, the first story is only like 88 pages. Which is still pretty long, but like, goddamn. I don't know. I apologize if I'm making this confusing by going back and forth. But it's just... I don't know. So, all right, let me just reiterate... This was one of the first ones I remember not really liking. I just didn't really like the stories that much. I thought the first one was just really boring. Same with the last one, except for the ending. The ending was good in the third story. Second story was okay. Which one was that called? Room for One More. I remember that one, yeah. That one was okay. I thought it was alright, but meh. Yeah, didn't really like it that much, so... Yeah, I want to say... I'm just wondering where I want to put it, because it's like... I don't know if I would rank it D. I think I might rank it C for now. But I don't know. I may end up putting it in D. Honestly, just didn't really like it. All right, next up, we have Step Closer. Now, this book, I remember loving when I read it. This was like, I think this is what I would have once considered to be the best in the series. I really dug the first story. The second one was meh. It's kind of okay. And then the third story was interesting, kind of confusing, but still rather interesting. And this is definitely a very solid entry. And yeah, I just remember really liking it. But thinking about it now, I'm like, it's not as great as I remember, but it's still very good. So, yeah. Not much else to say about that. I'm going to put this in... I wouldn't put it in S tier, but I'll definitely put it in... I'm going to put it in A. How do I put it? There we go. It wasn't letting me, put it in front. Ow. I had to itch my leg. Okay, next one. Now, here's where things... Okay, now we're getting to the point where some of these books are going to be kind of hard to rank because, again... have not read some of these in a long time. This one I did remember briefly looking through, but yeah. I think I might honestly just kind of skim through a couple of these guys because, I don't know. I don't want to be here too long, and I don't know. I feel like there's just not much really to say about some of these. So, yeah, this is a hard one. So this is a Bunny Call. Yeah, I don't know what else to really... I don't really know what to say about this one. I mean, this one's not bad, but it's not really... It's kind of just for whatever. I don't really remember too much. I mean, this is one of the ones I reread. I briefly kind of skimmed through, but I just don't really remember that much of it. This is kind of lame. This is like whatever. I mean, the first story was kind of cool, but not really. But then the other two, I'm looking at this... It's just not much to really say. It's just kind of lame. It's just kind of whatever. So, yeah, I'm not gonna waste time. This is okay, I guess. It's definitely better than 1:35 a.m. I don't know if I would put it in C tier. I don't know. I'm trying to think how I should do this. Okay, here. I'm gonna put this in D. Alright, so here's how I'll kind of rank them. I know I can probably rename these, but this is like amazing, like great. This is like good, like really good, enjoyable. Like, okay, let me redo that. This top one is going to be, best ones, like incredible, well done. These ones are going to be great stories, very interesting. These ones are going to be okay, enjoyable. These are kind of like whatever stories. And then these ones are like, I would say, bad. I guess in that case I'll probably put this up here, and then this will be kind of like bad, just like not really, just not good, and then this is just awful, like just like terrible there. Should probably rename these. Here, let me see if I can rename them. Can I? Here we go. Here, I'll call this amazing, great, and then these will be good. These are okay. These are bad. And then these are terrible. There we go. All right, there we go. I feel like that's a decent way to rank these. So, there we go. Moving on. So now we have Blackbird. So, I'm trying to remember again. Okay, so I remember the first two stories in this one. I think I remember the other one. Sorry, I'm just trying to like read through some of these to be like. Okay, I think I remember this last. Okay, I kind of remember this one. I had to like look, cause like, again, some of these stories some of these stories are almost kind of similar, or at least the descriptions kind of make me think of other stories in the series. So, I think I know what the third one is. All right. So, oh Jesus, that scared me. Okay, so Blackbird. So, the first story in this one is decent. I enjoyed it. The second story in this book, The Real Jake, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, The Real Jake. Yeah, that story is really well done. I loved that story. It's one of the more heartfelt and like, well, I don't know if I would say heartfelt because it's kind of sad. It's one of the more yeah, it's one of the more sad stories. It's not scary at all. I mean, there is kind of like a mystery element to it, but it's really well done. Like, I love the concept. Like, so I guess this one, I guess I'll describe the story of this one. So in The Real Jake, the main character is a kid named Jake who is bedridden. He has So the main character is this kid named Jake who is bedridden from cancer. He can't do anything. Yes, he just sits around his bed all day, and but every night he hears a voice coming from a cupboard in his room. I think that's it's like a closet or cupboard or whatever. And I think I forget the name of the kid, what the kid's name is. I'd have to look. But the here, I'm trying to think what the name of the kid is. I want to say it's not Simon, is it? Oh, yeah, it is Simon. Sorry about that. So there's like, he hears like a kid named Simon talking through his closet. And every night he asks him, what did Jake do today? And instead of telling Simon what he actually did, he tells him what he would have been doing if he wasn't stuck in bed from the cancer. And he basically tells him what the real Jake would be doing. That's how he phrases it. And turns out it's Simon is not a real kid. It's actually his dad who is off on a military base speaking through a radio with a modulator or whatever to make his voice sound like a kid. And yeah, and basically, and inside of like the cupboard or closet or whatever it is a doll that Jake's caretaker, like the person that's watching over him, it's a doll that she has made where every day she adds on little designs to represent all the things that he does. Like, he's playing in the grass, so he has he has grass stains on his legs, or like he went to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza and he got pizza sauce on his shirt. And so, it's basically to show him like once he gets better enough to go over to the closet and open it, he can see the doll and see everything that he had Jake, that the real Jake has done over time. And yeah, it's a pretty sad story. It's pretty well made. I really enjoyed it. And I feel like that really bumps. I don't know. The last story I don't really remember all too much. Oh crap, did my stream just stop? Oh no. Okay. I think I'm good. I don't know. The stream's kind of glitching out. But I don't know. Okay. Sorry about that. But anyways, like I was saying, so I don't really remember the last story at all. So I kind of have to deduct points for that. So, but the real Jake story just really brought this one up for me. So I think I might. I don't know. The first one's kind of like whatever. Can I click? I don't know. This thing's like, okay, there we go. Okay, this website is like very slow right now. Okay, here we go. I think I'm just going to put it in good for now. I can maybe put it in great because I really liked that story. Man, no, I'm going to put it in good for now because I don't know. Alright, next one. The Cliffs. Another one that I don't really remember. I kind of remember the first one. I'm just reading the second one again. Oh, right. It's just the... What's this one? He told me everything. Right. That was a weird one. This is one I probably would... I think I originally ranked up pretty high because I thought it was okay, but looking back, I don't know what I'll do with this one. This one is, again, another book that is just kind of forgettable, but I do kind of remember the stories. They're not bad. They're pretty decent, but it's just... Well, okay, the second story was kind of lame. It didn't really... It was very weird. That the first and the third one, those ones were okay. I thought the first one was decent, but then the last one was just very weird, but interesting. So, yeah. Again, I'm just gonna say it's okay. It's not bad. I think if I were to reread it, I'd find it okay. So. It's definitely better than 1:35 a.m. I kind of want to... I don't know if I would put it in bad. I'm just going to leave it in okay for now. You know what? I'm going to put it in bad for now. Because it's kind of like where kind of like the... It's kind of like where... I don't want to say it's where it went downhill, but it's kind of like part of the problem. It's more of like the issue I had with Fetch, where it's just the stories just drag on and are just not really all that interesting. So, but no, I have to put it in okay because the ending of that third story was yeah. Okay, now we come up to one that I think I have quite a bit to say about. This is Gumdrop Angel. This is if I recall, the worst one I remember reading. Like, seriously, I remember being just... This is the one that I just have visions of myself sitting in my 11th grade class, reading this book and getting pissed off at. And I'm specific, and there's a specific story that I'm referring to when I say that I was sitting in class getting pissed off at. And I'll mention that in a minute. But I'll talk about the other two stories first. So the main story, Gumdrop Angel, I didn't really like it that much. It felt kind of weird. So the main character in that story has this like really stereotypical asshole stepfather, and yeah, to give you an idea how much of a dick this dude is, he buys his 5-year-old daughter 2 ponies, but then like refuses to pay for his stepdaughter, the main character. He refused to pay for her tuition to an art school because it's not a normal school. And when she complains about that, he tells her that she has no concept of money or something like that, or whatever the hell he says. And it's just such a dick tone. Like, are you kidding me? Really? Like, oh my God. Like, you buy your 5-year-old daughter 2 ponies and then immediately, just a few hours later, tell your stepdaughter, no, you can't go to an art school because it's not normal. You don't know anything about money. Really, dude? Oh my God. Yeah. It wasn't really that good. The second story was okay. I think it was Sergio's Lucky Day. That one's okay, I guess. It kind of makes up for the first one. It's kind of just like an evil genie type scenario again, where, well, at first, like, things go well, but then eventually the main character becomes attached to this, like, doll. The whole premise is he finds this, like, I think he finds this doll. It says, like, I'm a lucky boy. It looks like a balloon boy. And it keeps telling, and I don't know, it brings him good luck, of course, but then eventually he becomes dependent on it to the point where he, like, listens to it and does exactly what it says, and he ends up, like, mangling his body because of it. And yeah, it's a pretty interesting story. But it definitely makes up for the Gumdrop Angel story, but nothing can ever make up for the third story, which is called, what is it? What We Found. Oh my God, I hated that story so much. It's basically imagine Five Nights at Freddy's 3 if Springtrap was voiced by the security guard's abusive stepfather, and also the security guard is a massive pussy. Like, seriously, I don't know if I'm just misremembering this or not, but I swear to God, the entire story, it literally goes like this, where the main character, he runs in the Springtrap, he runs away and hides, he decides, like, no, I have to fight back. He tries it, he fails, he then pisses himself while Springtrap yells at him, and then he runs away again, start back at square one. And it just that over and over and over again. And I just remember sitting in my 11th grade class reading the story and thinking, holy shit, dude, can you get up and fight back? Holy crap. Like, it was so frustrating. Like, I want to root for this guy, but he's not making it easy. But then, of course, eventually, he ends up hiding in an oven, and then he dies, and it's just super pathetic and just super lame. And, like, actually, it doesn't even tell us that he dies. It does the whole thing. This is the thing I mentioned earlier with the whole ambiguous ending, where it doesn't tell us that he died, but it's just, like, it's just really dumb. It cuts to another scene with, like, 2 characters that were mentioned earlier entering the building, and they're like, huh, smells like something's burning in here. And it's like, oh my God, it's just so lame. Like, think of another ending. Come on. Like, God damn. It was really bad. I hated that story so much that I gotta put this one in F tier. So, yeah. There's that. Okay, moving on. Next up, we have The Puppet Carver. Now, I gotta read the back of this because I, again, don't really remember. I think Okay, yeah, I remember this one. So, thankfully, the series didn't go fully downhill from book 8. Because this one I thought was decent. I thought the first story, The Puppet Carver, was pretty decent. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. Same with the other 2 stories are kind of forgettable. They're kind of just weird and whatever, but they're not bad. I thought they were okay. I thought this one was pretty good. So thankfully, this kind of saved it and didn't ruin the series entirely. So yeah, I think I'll put this in. I'll put this in good. It's not bad. All right. Here we go we're coming up to the final 3. So now we have book 10. Now, this one is an interesting one because all of these other ones I can remember pretty well. Like, just by reading the description of like, oh yeah, I remember that story. This is like this is literally the only one that I do not like remember like a thing. Like, okay, I kind of remember some details from some of the other stories, but like, I just barely remember any of this book. Like, I kind of remember how the first one went, a little bit of the second. Well, I mostly remember the second story, the Sea Bonnie story. Is that even the second one? Yeah. I mostly remember the Sea Bonnie story, at least the ending. I don't really remember that much of the first one. And I do not remember a single thing of the third one. But, yeah. It's just, I just don't really remember anything. And I think just because of that reason, I kind of just have to rank it low. I think I'm just going to have to put it in bad. Because it's just so forgettable that I don't remember a thing. And, hold on, I got to take a drink. God, I gotta clear my... Oh my god. Okay. Gotta, like, clear my throat. I've been talking with, like, a raspy voice this whole stream. Alright. Okay, hopefully that helped a little bit. Anyways, so I know that might seem unfair that just because I don't remember anything that I rank it low, but honestly, I think that's only fair because if it wasn't memorable enough for me to remember, if it was so forgettable that I cannot remember a single thing, then I think it just deserves to be in like second to last place because it's just not good. Yeah. I think that just means it's just not good. If I just can't really remember anything, it's not good. I don't know. All right. Alright, now we have the last 2. First up, we have Prankster. Now, this one I actually did... So, the first story, I don't really remember too much because I read it not long after I got the book. And then, only recently, I finally finished the other 2. Like, the second and third story. And, yeah. There's, like, not really much for me to say. I did not really like the second story. Hold on, okay, let me back up. Okay, so I kind of remember how the first story goes a little bit. I think that one was okay. I'm starting to kind of remember it, and I'm like, okay, that one wasn't too bad. It was fine. The second story was not very good. The main character's just he's just this like super entitled teenager. He's just very unlikable, and I just don't really like him. And I don't, and it just, the story was also just really confusing, and I just didn't really understand what was going on that much. The third story was decent. Thought it was okay, but it once again ended the same exact way as the freaking Gumdrop Angel. No, not Gumdrop. As the What We Found story, where the character, they get in this situation, and then it cuts to like a random scene also happening at the same time, and it's just like, oh my gosh, find another way to end the story. My God, and it's not just this one and Gumdrop Angel. It's I'm pretty sure all of the books have one story that ends that way, but it's just at this point, it's like, come on, think of something new. Like, I don't know. This one's just meh. I don't know. I'm just gonna put it. I don't know if I would say it's bad. I think I might just rename this category to whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna rename this category to whatever because it's not bad, but it's also just not okay. It's just not good. So, gosh, this website is super freaking slow. So, we'll do that. So, finally, we now have the last story, Felix the Shark. I think that's the name. That's the name, right? Felix the Shark? Yeah. So, I don't have a book with me, and that is because this is the only one that didn't get a physical release, at least not on its own. So, like, here's one of the weird things. So, all these books you can get on their own physically. This one you cannot. The only way for you to get this book physically is in the Fazbear Frights collection, where it's like a bonus. And I kind of get that idea, but it's kind of a bummer because it's like, if you're someone like me that has collected them all, like, you know, has this whole entire collection, now you can't get it. Who is like, you know, like, I've been collecting these books since the beginning, since they were coming out, but now I just can't get the last one because, you know, I was able to get it. It was available digitally, but, you know, I just, you know, it would have been nice to have a physical version, you know, I don't know. It just kind of sucks that they didn't do it physically, especially because, and maybe I'm just being a little biased because I went in with low expectations. This book was actually really good. It was much better than I thought it would be. And I read it like very quickly compared to a lot of these other ones. Like some of these books took me like days to read. Like this one only took me like, I'm pretty sure I would have read it in a day if I wanted to. It took me like 2 days to read because it's hard for me to. I have a really bad attention span, so I can't really read like that much. I can easily read that like for a while, but it's just like, I don't know, I get bored sometimes easily. I don't know. But I just remember really liking the stories. Each one had very good and unique concepts. Like the first one was like the idea that there's like a fifth, well, not counting Golden Freddy, a fifth animatronic character that like no one knew about, that only you knew about, and you're like, what? I know about this character. Why does no one else remember this guy? And like, yeah, the main character like goes on this like wait, what the hell was the character's name? That was something I remember I had a complaint about because the character had just such a dumb name. What the heck was his name? Was it Dirk? I don't know. It was something stupid. I gotta look at what was it? Oh my god, yeah, it was Dirk. Yeah. I don't know who thought Dirk was a good name, but it's not. I'm sorry, kid. It's a terrible name. No offense to anyone out there that's named Dirk, but it's just kind of an awkward name. I'm sorry. But yeah, but this guy, he's with his friends, and he's like, oh, I remember the shark. You guys remember him? And they're all like, what the heck are you talking about? And so like he goes on this journey to find like a Freddy Fazbear's with a Felix the Shark character, and it does get kind of weird though, admittedly. Like there are moments, there's like this whole section where he's like on kind of like a treasure hunt type deal, and it's just kind of weird how it's set up. It just doesn't really make that much sense, but you know, whatever. But I still loved the idea of the story. The second one was also really cool. Like how the idea of like this, it was like this girl, she like finds a weird file in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, and it turns out to be like a real location, and during that it like ends up connecting to like a real life murder that occurred, and it leads to her like finding like the missing child that was. Oh, no, it wasn't a murder. It wasn't like a murder that happened. It was like a missing child's incident, and then like I don't know, she finds the kid, and it was really interesting. The third one was kind of weird. Can't remember too much, but I know a guy named Mike shows up, who is most likely Mike Schmidt from the first FNAF game. Well, he's a security guard, and his name's Mike, so, you know, obviously, it's probably who that is. But, yeah, I thought each one was just... I think like what made them so enjoyable for me was just the fact of like how they were just super connected to the series. And also, they're just very interesting overall. So, yeah, I really liked them. So, I'm honestly just going to put it up here. Come on, oh my god, this thing is a pain in the ass. Come on, move. I'm just going to put it in, like, second place because... And this could change if I ever decide to reread the books. But... Oh my gosh, this thing... Oh, crap. Whoop. Where did I go? I think I may have clicked on an ad. Hold on, I'm going to... Hold on, I got to refresh this page because I think it's just... I think it's like these ads are messing up the page. Ah, crap. Did I lose it? Well, shit. There it goes. Alright, well, I guess let me just... Alright, I'm gonna just quickly redo this, so... Let me see. Alright, I'm not hold on. Alright, I'm not going to rename these because they're just... It's going to be a waste of time. Oh my gosh, this thing is so... This website is really annoying. Okay. How did I have it set up? I gotta look back. Oh yeah, I did put it in bad. Okay, here we go. Okay. Finally got back to being set up. Alright, so... Alright. So, I moved Felix the Shark up to second place. So, yeah. There we go. I guess that brings us to the end of this ranking list. I guess, okay, let's go in order again. So, in S tier for Amazing, we have Into the Pit. Next up in Great, we have following that in Great, we have Felix the Shark, Come Closer, and Fetch. Next up in Good, we have Blackbird and the Puppet Carver. In OK, we have Bunny Call, The Cliffs, that's alright, yeah, and 1:35 a.m. In Whatever, we have Prankster and Friendly Face, and then Terrible, we have Gumdrop Angel. So, anyways, so I guess that brings us to the end of this ranking list / stream. I don't know. I'm really sorry if I rambled on a lot and if my rankings were awful. I've never done something like this, so I apologize if I just talk. I don't know. I'm literally kind of just talking out of my ass right now because just, oh man, this is hard to just do like on the spot. Like I did not prepare for this at all. I just literally sat down and was like, okay, let's just do this. But anyways, that's all I have to do. That's all I was wanting to do today. I don't know if I'll keep this stream up. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I'm sorry again if I'm just really awkward. I just don't really know. I've just never done a video like this before, so yeah. Anyways, I'm just gonna end it off here. So thank you guys so much for watching the stream. If anyone did join, I don't think anyone did. I think it was just me the entire time. But if you are watching this at home, I apologize if I just rambled on a lot. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll do like a shorter version at some point. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like button to show your support. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you everybody so much for watching. And I will see you all later.